Hi, and we're live. Here's our Saga Live morning routine video. This is going to be day 13. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to keep it relatively simple, mostly do a lot of what we were doing yesterday, and possibly adding one more Tai Chi move in our technique tutorial. I'm going to sit here with my book, get my laptop started, sitting by the microphone so that maybe I sound a little bit cleaner today. Even cleaner than yesterday is what we're hoping for. Where did I put my coffee? Oh! How could I forget? Without this coffee today, this show will not happen. Gonna go on to the Facebooks.
I see a Wendy picture.
Oh, hi, Wendy. What a funny story, Mark.
Will they even know what you're up to?
Some of them will, that's for dang sure.
I don't know if I should be impressed or ashamed.
Terrified is probably the better word.
Yeah, I see a Becca picture.
I am so happy. All these pictures of friends.
I don't know if they're actually watching or if they just click the like button, but
And
Adriano is watching.
then I remembered that I have to find a way to get the music from here over to there, because if I do the music here, it's going to be right here. So I have to go on the backup phone, find the YouTubes, and get to my music this way. It's 9 o'clock, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're just about to get started. I'm just setting up my Muzak. Could probably type in Muzak.
We got an Anthony today.
Stay home with me. That's a thing to call a thing. Morning Jazz Cafe.
Wendy says hi.
Oh, hi, Wendy. Happy cafe morning. No, I don't want to see the ad. Ah, I hate ads.
Got a Penelope. We got Adriano and Anthony going at it. Becca says morning.
I'm digging the chill jazz. I'm digging it. Okay. Let's go to the page and say hi to everybody. Let's get into that chat. If I can figure out how to navigate the internet this morning, my brain is not firing on all 4 cylinders.
I think we have Victoria.
Yay! All right. Hey, so it's a kind of our typical crowd, which is awesome. Our community is staying fairly consistent as it builds. How am I coming in on the mic, everybody? May the best man win.
Him and Anthony are going at it.
Oh dear. What? Oh, okay. They're fighting over who got here first. This is hilarious.
Yes.
Maybe I need to start screencasting the comments so that I can post the whole thing on YouTube with this insane comment war. But that would take a lot more work, and I don't feel like doing it that way.
Matt Aslanic is
Hey Matt, good to see you. All right, everybody, it's that time. Before we get to 9:05, I need everybody to go share this video to their page or invite their friends. It's going to be really important that we grow this community going forward, because we're almost 2 weeks in and we have to keep going. Like, we can't stop. We got to keep building whatever this is. So invite your friends. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun tonight. Woo! This morning. I'm just clicking invite buttons, making sure people know that we're here. Thank you, Penelope. I can see that you're sharing it to the group. Just going to invite my friends. I am so happy that so many of you are here. Like, it's really been a way to feel a lot better. Today is going to be one of those days where we go through what we're going through, and in some ways we do it just to get through it. And in other ways, we're going to go through it to remind ourselves of why we're going through it. Why we're trying to do what we're trying to do. I'm just driving Brent nuts by going back and forth today. There's music over there, and there's a microphone over here. I promise I will find a way to solve this at some point. Probably with an external speaker. Let's get this. Hey Josh, thanks for jumping in. So I'm going to go right to our journal. We're going to get this done hopefully by soon. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. Now you all know what that means. Today I decided to switch over to tea. Ha, I got you. April Fools, it's still coffee. Brett's not happy with me. I mean, I couldn't let that one go for much longer. Oh, it's your birthday month. Well, congratulations, Wendy. You own the whole month now. Daily habit is our morning routine. Oh, we did it yesterday, so I can check off that on yesterday's page. Things I am grateful for. I'm grateful for a new month, because we can always look at that as a fresh start. I am grateful for... Life's kind of getting a little repetitive, isn't it? I mean, I'm very grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful that I feel grateful. Grateful that I feel... If you're coming to this show for like brilliant, amazing insights into the human condition, you will find yourself sorely disappointed. This is just me blabbing on. But, you know, every once in a while we do connect to something that makes sense to us, and that ends up being a thing that helps us direct our attention, direct our intention towards what we want to accomplish. So put a pin in that, because that's going to come up later as well.
Well, Josh thinks the studio's coming along great, and Anthony is also grateful for the whole setup.
Oh, well, I'm grateful that you guys are having a good time. So I'm grateful that our community is enjoying the show. And again, I want to stress, I hope some of you have managed to reach out to each other. If you are having fun talking to each other in the chat, this is the age of social connection, is how I would prefer to put it. Let's make sure that y'all know that you're available to talk to each other if you need to support each other. Reach out, help each other. I'm going to get my affirmation going. I can be a hero who inspires others with a smile. I can be a hero who inspires others with a smile. I'm going to write down the question for the community today. I'm going to keep it to myself, and we will reveal it. I took your feedback. We will reveal the question of the day right after the technique tutorial. The suspense must be killing you. I hope not. I'd still like to have an audience by the end of all this. All right. Who's ready to get going? Final check-ins, everyone. Check out the deadly weapons. I pay the fool who tries to make... Oh, and these aren't even the real deadly weapons, Adriano. I mean, all of these are literally, except for maybe the whip, and the fact that the cold steel broadsword is basically a baseball bat. These are all trainers. I only have 2 real swords that I keep, and one of them it's because I got it in the Philippines. So it was just to have something cool from a trip that I took. No, these aren't even the real ones. Right? Best apocalypse team ever. I'm very lucky. While Abra is the super warrior of the group, and I might be the crazy roguishly good-looking leader, Brett is the man with the plan who can also insta-gib anything with one punch. So we're very lucky to have the Brett. Question about sharing the video. I find that when I do that on my phone, it starts a watch party and my comments to the feed don't post. Anyone else having that problem? Yeah, we've noticed that that's how a watch party works. It kind of takes you into a separate thing. So instead of sharing a watch party, which you absolutely can do if you want to just join with your own friends, we recommend just trying to find a way to copy the link and share it on your timeline, or just not sharing it as a watch party. We do need to investigate that for best practices, but good question. It's almost 10. 9:10. It's almost 9:10. It's not quite 10 yet. Oh, you have a Bob dummy named Wilson, Penelope. That's amazing. I'll definitely have to watch you work it. Don't destroy my illusions, says Adriano. Okay, fine. Have your illusions. How y'all enjoying the sound? Is my voice coming in a lot clearer? Is this working out better for everyone? Okay. Wonderful. Aisha, right? Abra was telling me that you go by Aisha. That's how we say your name. And I gotta share this on my own timeline, and then we'll be ready to go. It's a slow day. Let's take it slow. But we'll bust through that workout. We'll bust right through it. No reason not to have a little bit of fun before we start. Share now. There, I'm making it a little bit simpler. Just sharing it directly onto my timeline. All right, let's get started. Go to top-down check-in and flow. I'm gonna stand a little bit closer to the microphone since I don't have to do much. Start moving that neck around. Oh, open it up. Droop it down. Look up. Move to the side. Make sure your shoulders are down. Do whatever you gotta do to get your head and neck going. Get that big bowling ball on top of your shoulders. Nice and loose. And give it a little bit of tension to push back against. A couple of different directions. Start feeling that connection between your head and neck and your shoulders. My neck's been doing a lot better since I started doing this with y'all. All right, shoulders. Open them up. Move them around. Whatever you gotta do, if you want to do one then the other, that can be a lot of fun. I can't really do that as well going forward, but I'm doing it backwards. Look like the Dragon Man. Don't even know what that means. Hands out. When you're ready, just get your arms going. Like do my little crane's beaks, get my forearms a little bit stretched out. Getting those arms going. Slap into the back. If you want to, you can do the Kung Fu style with the sit and stand. Get that tongue going. Oh, hey. I guess I've opened back up a bit. Yes! My arm flexibility has returned. Hands on your hips, moving that chest around if that's what you'd like to do. I'm gonna just flop over from one side to the other, Do a little matrix move. Go forward. Just trying to isolate from here up. Feeling my core waking up. As I stick my feet in the ground and I work on my balance. Let's go to the hips. Nice hip circles, activating the synovial fluid. You can find the Wikipedia article on that and it will tell you way more about that than I ever could. Go back the other way when you're ready. If you want to do some dropouts, or whatever I was calling these the other night, just activate that hip hinge a little bit more. Really pushing back with the tailbone. Still looking forward. Shake out those legs. Go to the knees when you're ready. Remember, I like to keep, you don't have to do this, but I like to keep an activated root in my feet so that when I'm doing all my lower body work, I feel how I roll through my toes, through my heels, through the sides of my feet. So just do some of those deep knee squats. All right. Let's kick it back. See, this time, you can always find different ways of activating things. Now I'm just activating my calf and my ankle by just using kind of like this runner start position with one foot up to just find different angles to activate in my ankle. Again, I like to explore my body first thing in the morning. I like to see what I can fix up. Because if I just do the exact same thing every day, I'm only ever training the exact same parts and I might be missing new parts that I haven't gotten to discover before. Do some flow work. Go on the ground in whatever way works best for you. Explore your motions. I'm doing like this dancer's bridge, really opening up. Sweeping under. Sweeping under. I'm literally making these moves up as I go. I'm not even expecting you to do them, but I'm just showing you that I'm having fun. I'm feeling out what needs to be felt out. I'm putting a little bit of weight in my arms, so my arms keep activating. I can do some of those gorilla moves. I can do my cartwheels. I can play first thing in the morning once I wake up the body. All right, let's consider that it for the top-down check-in. Give yourself a minute to flow and start moving around. We're 9:16, so what's up next? Let's go into our technique tutorial, right? Time for Tai Chi, everybody. Again, disclaimer, not a certified teacher in Tai Chi, but it was my second art ever. I did it for a very long time. And before I started teaching these basic moves, I made sure to ask my teacher, is it okay if I teach these moves? And my teacher said, yes. So Fundi John Weeks, one of my first martial arts teachers, when we had that discussion about me teaching any of the Kung Fu or Tai Chi curriculum, at the time he wasn't really able to make certificates or anything like that. I did go through a number of tests. I did go through a number of years of training. But this disclaimer is important in my opinion because it talks about what a lot of my feelings are towards passing on knowledge. I asked him what he would feel comfortable with me teaching out the things that I learned. And this was one of the kindest and most respectful things someone ever told me. He said, you teach what you feel good about. I trust you, you have the right intention. I know you're not going to teach something that you don't understand. So sometimes I might have to go upstairs, as Dr. Brian Stoops likes to say, and clean something out of the attic, and it might not be as fresh in my head as it was before, but I will teach what I feel comfortable with, and if I don't know it all the way through, I'll teach it in a way that I know I'm not missing anything important, at least. What I will say is that I'm very confident with the first two moves of this, because like I said, I was trained on my teacher's porch for forever and ever. As we go into the further moves, there might be things that I need to clean up. Let's get right into it though. Let's do Senshi to 4 limbs. Feet step out shoulder width apart. Breathe in and fill the lungs. Your arms are slightly by your sides. Breathe in and fill your lungs as you sink. Then breathe out as you rise. Treat your body like a balloon. Breathe in. Breathe out for 2. Breathe in. Breathe out for 3. If you're lucky, you're going to feel a little bit of stretch in the ankles. I need to turn my toes in a bit more. Breathe in. And breathe out for 4. Now, a typical set of this would probably be 8 reps, but we're just trying to get through it today. If you want to work it later, work your 8 reps after the video. I'm going to now go into the second move, stork exercises leg. So from here, my feet step together, hand on top of knee, hand on thigh. I kick in for 1. I kick for 2. I kick for 3. Step back out to shoulder width. Come to the other side. I breathe in. And I breathe out on the 3 reps. I breathe in. I breathe out for the 3 reps. I'm going to turn a little bit sideways so you can see. I breathe in. It's a little bit off balance. And one more time. The squishy mat. 1, 2, 3. Step to the side. This is going to be one that I'm a little rusty on, but I'm going to teach the third exercise. Monkey exercises shoulder. I'm just going to break it down one time today. We're running short on time because I gave that wonderful disclaimer. From feet shoulder width apart, I'm going to go into a check step. So similar to elbow to toe. I'm going to step to the ball of my foot, and then I'm going to sink down and turn my hips forward. So in this position, it's both knees are bent, body is still straight up. From here, I'm going to take my right hand, bring it up in the path of my gaze, put it on my shoulder, and take my left hand, put it back, the back of my hand, on my kidney. And then this is a great waist exercise. I'm going to breathe in, turn to the side slightly, and then breathe out. Come back to center, raise up, foot goes down, hand comes off the back, hand comes off the shoulder, tracing through the gaze, and comes back down. And I'll do one more rep on the other side. This is monkey exercises shoulder. Check step, sink down, facing this direction. Hand comes up, hand comes to the kidney. Breathe in. Notice how I'm isolating the waist, I'm not turning the hips. Then breathe out. Bring it back. Set back up. Hand leaves the kidney. Hand leaves the shoulder. I want everybody to just take a deep breath. And then let it out. All right, very low impact, obviously. We're just trying to get our blood flowing. We're just trying to play with our balance, our body awareness, and our sensitivity. As you keep building on these techniques, as we keep going through them a little bit more, you're going to start noticing that part of the skill set is just developing your sense of body weight shift. So if I have all the weight in my left foot, I can take my right foot off the ground. And if I have all the weight in my right foot, I can take my left foot off the ground. But then I can start putting a little bit more weight and a little bit more weight into here, and that's what's going to cause that shift. So when we're doing a move, like stork exercises knee, we're very empty full, or empty full. And then when we're doing something like monkey exercise shoulder, from that check step, both legs are full and they're rooted, but they're in different positions. the knees are similarly bent. So it's not one and then the other. We're sinking into it. And that sinking is starting to develop that sense that it's almost 60-40, where this one can move and this one really can't unless I put my weight into this heel, then that one can come up. I can put the weight into the ball of the foot and then that one can come up. But it's by developing those skills that we're going to really start training the brain to work with the body to shift our weight around in tiny little places so that we have more to do as we're moving. And again, I think that's part of what makes me pretty good at getting beat up on film, is that I have, from my toes to my head, I have this ability to play with a lot of little ranges and a lot of little angles, as opposed to just all at once. I can play with that whole whip because I've learned that sensitivity. And you absolutely can too. All right, let's bring it in. Technique tutorial is done. Let's talk about the question of the day before we move on. Because right after this, we're going to get into our workouts. We're going to blast right through them just like we did yesterday. And then we're going to go right into our community Q&A. I think yesterday was a really good episode, and I'd like to keep up the pace. So today's question for the audience. We're still following kind of the heroes, the origin story, we're still kind of following the origin story prompt for SAGA Action Arts, which is a way for us to get to know you and what's inspired you and what your aspirations are. And we like to share this with our friends because if we share these kind of ideals with our friends, we're actually going to be able to help encourage each other because we're going to kind of know a little bit about what makes each other tick. It's also going to help you to understand you by being a little introspective and seeing what makes you tick for yourself. I got a lot of these ideas from some prompting that Dr. Brian Stoops provided me about 4 months ago when he was helping me develop my private lesson program. If you ever want any really helpful education advice, go to this guy. He's going to help you figure out who you are as an educator or as a coach. He really understands how you can dig deep into yourself and find what makes you tick. So for today's question, what is your dream? Now, I don't want anybody to just start typing this one out right now. I want you to save it mostly for the community chat later, but I want you to start thinking about it as we go through these workouts. What is your dream? You could say, what is your goal? But this is bigger than a goal. What a dream is that it's the thing that you wake up in the morning feeling inspired by. And it needs to be visual. It needs to be something that you can actively see. So even if you can't give me a good answer for that right now, think about it. Give it to me at the end of the chat. And if you can't come up with a good answer by the end of the chat, that's okay too. Now here's a part 2 to this that I want you all to consider while we're going through these workouts. And if it's hard for you, I want you to use the workout to fight through what I'm about to say. What is your dream? And how has it been affected right now? I'm not going to say too much more about that. But what is your dream and how has it been affected right now by everything that's going on? We'll come back to this question after the workout. But now it's time for me to shut my mouth and get into some planks. All right? You never have enough swords. He said respect, apparently I need one. Okay, y'all are crazy in the chat. I'm seeing some love today. It's not even 9:30 yet. So I can take a second and look at these comments. Click some loves.
Apparently Aisha's kid is like, why does he have so many swords?
Why do I have so many swords? Aisha, I will give a straight up answer to that. I personally am not one of those guys that orders 1,000 swords off of interesting websites on the internet anymore. I got over that habit when I was about 23. I'm going to say 23, it was probably 26. Everything that I have behind me, minus 2 pieces, are specifically for training my clients and students. I do keep them around to swing them around, but I do look at them as martial apparati or apparatus. Different weapons have different qualities and different attributes. So when I put a different one in my hand, I'm practicing different movement skills. essentially the tool is going to make the body move differently in order to best use it. As someone who's a fight choreographer and as someone who really loves to train people in movement, that's pretty much the whole reason why I have them. I think they look pretty cool on the wall and they represent what the business is that we're going for. But I want to make it very clear to everybody out there, I'm not crazy sword guy dude. I love swords, I think they're awesome. I will definitely carry something like one around in the apocalypse should it actually come to full fruition. But I am way past the point of collecting aluminum grade katanas, the 440 stainless steel from internet websites where you can buy a badass samurai katana for just $60. I still have a few though, because people give them to me. Anyways, time to go into planks. Who's ready for planks? And again, whatever posture you wish to hold. We're gonna go for our 6 rounds of 45 with our 15-second break in between. Got my little jazz music right here. I can think through my thoughts as I go. Y'all ready? I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. Oh God, I'm not ready. Oh God. Ah! Here we go. High planks, pushing into the ground, forcing my hands to come together through the earth, squeezing through the chest. I like what Becca was saying. I'm going to bend my elbows just a little bit and now really focus on squeezing my pecs. I remember doing that when I first started and finding a lot of the goals that I had with this exercise were starting to work. I'm definitely feeling stronger than I did 2 weeks ago. Finally feeling that connectedness again. It was really funny for me. It was before this whole thing started that I was starting to get really depressed. I guess I just made apple pie out of apples or something. I guess I totally just did the wrong metaphor on purpose. Let's get back down to the ground. If you want to follow me, or you can do your own thing. I'm going to go for my low planks or my planks from elbows. Stretching my body out. And then activating the abs. Jazzy music is so fun. I like my jazzy music till it's done. But it's a 3-hour YouTube mix, so it's gonna go on till the end of time. We're almost there. Doing these planks has made me realize I need to vacuum more. Thank you, Matt. This is an astute observation, as it were. Almost there. Fire those glutes. Keep those abs locked. Oh, dear Lord. 15 seconds, and we're going to move on into the next hold. Again, if this is getting hard for you, just do your best and get through each round at your rate. But stick with us till the end, at least. You can do that much. And we're back up. Another 45 seconds. I'm having so much fun with these today. Said no one ever. I'm just really enjoying this jazz music this morning. I'm like just feeling super chill. I'm going to turn a little bit more towards the microphone. You can do that, it's fun. But please do it on a mat. I'm about to watch myself do that silly hop. Everybody else want to go with me? Hop back. Hop back. That's the whole point of holding these holds. Is being able to spring into action from inaction. There can be only one crazy sword guy dude. I don't necessarily disagree, Anthony, but it ain't me. Somebody else out there is the Highlander. And to our low planks. Oh, I'm really feeling these today. I've been eating a lot healthier, I think. Now I only go to Taco Bell maybe once a week, depending on what the regulations are. Don't tell them I said that. Whoever them is. Oh! I feel the chi flowing! Almost there, everybody. Finishing up our last few rounds. I guess I'm a little bit less of a chatterbox today. I mean, I'm talking, but I feel like it's not as much. And back into high planks. I actually did something for myself this morning that I might try and make part of a morning routine for myself. First thing I did when I got up, instead of checking my phone, which I do, I'll admit, I'll do that most mornings, especially lately. I left my phone in my room, I drank my water, and then I sat on the couch, and I just sat in silence for like 10 minutes, just observing the space around me, trying to give my brain some time to catch up first thing in the morning before I started really saying things and processing things. And I'll admit to Brett, I think I halfway got the idea from Acts of Violence or Vengeance or whatever it was. Acts of Vengeance with the great Antonio Banderas. It's a fun little action movie that you can find on Netflix. Antonio Banderas plays a lawyer for like the mob, basically. His family gets, and he loses his mind and then finds a Marcus Aurelius book on Stoicism and decides that by taking a vow of silence, he will become a vigilante or something. And then he proceeds to punch and kick people a lot. And it's really cool. It's actually a really cool, fun little vengeance movie. Definitely feels like it came out like the 70s, but with more modern choreography. Everybody's favorite sound. And Antonio Banderas has that lovely, deep voice that he narrates the movie with, because he's supposed to be giving a vow of silence. But then he's talking through the whole movie anyways through the narration. But seriously, it's a lot of fun. I've tried to get into Stoicism before. I haven't been able to read too much through it. But I know a lot of people in the life coachy sort of world are big fans of it. I probably will be exploring it more further for myself in the future. But just 10 minutes of not talking first thing in the morning, but being awake and observing and not putting on music, which is really hard for me, it was a nice little challenge. And I think I might try that again tomorrow morning. So I have my morning routine before I even have the morning routine show. I left the coffee upstairs, so I just gotta get through this cup. It's the only one I'm gonna have for right now. Let's get into our Kung Fu 4 basics. What's the name of the movie again? The name of the movie is
Acts of Vengeance.
Acts of Vengeance, directed by Isaac Florentine, I believe.
Yeah, Isaac Florentine. It's got Antonio Banderas and Carl Urban and Robert Forster.
Oh, Robert Forster is in so much of that movie. He ain't selling vacuum cleaners. Let's just say that.
Hopefully some of them will get that reference.
Hopefully a few. All right, everybody, it's time to really get that blood flowing. We're going to do our Kung Fu 4 basics. Our 4 basics are brush floors, horizontal chi raise, elbow to toe, and vertical chi raise. That's 4 movements. We're doing 90 reps total out of everything combined. I think tomorrow we're going to take it up to 100 somehow. I just have to figure out which ones I want to add some reps to. Do your best to keep up with me. I don't want to go through a full explanation in this one today. I will try to explain things as we go. But, if you need to figure these out, go to the earlier videos. All the morning routine videos are on YouTube, most of them in HD. Every single one of them is time-stamped with the exercises and the tutorials mentioned. So you can just click it, find the part in the video to go right to, and try and listen to me break down a move for you to take home. And again, if you really like what we're doing with these, you can always hit me up for a private tutorial video and we'll get through them together. Here we go into our brush floors. I'm going to step forward with my right foot into my lunge, and I'm going to begin 10 reps, 10 reps, 10 reps, 10 reps, 40 reps total. Here we go. I'm breathing out on the way down, in on the way up. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switching feet, ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Switching and going. Ready and go. 1, 2, 3. Up, switch back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Coming back around. Ready? Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Bring it all together. All right. Let's go right into our horizontal chi raises. 15 reps total. Breathe in on the way up. Breathe out on the way down. Feet together. Summon them chi powers. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Let's go to elbow to toe, 20 total. Check step out, hands come together, elbow to toe, come back up, hands go down so that I can reset. Breathe in at the top and go down. 18 more, here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and last one, 20. All right, shake it out a bit. Get ready. We're gonna go right into those vertical chi raises. Feet shoulder width and a half apart. We're gonna come up onto the balls of our heels, balls of our feet. Our hips are gonna be pressing forward slightly. And we're gonna breathe in, pulling our whole body up just a little bit. And then we're gonna drop. And then from the drop, we're gonna breathe in and just reverse the order. Let's do 14 more. Ready? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm gonna fix this one. 15. All right. Got a little murky at the end, but I was trying to show it from different angles. Didn't work out as best as I hoped. That's your Kung Fu 4 basics. Shake it out and move around a little bit. Get some footwork going. Stay a little loose and limber. We're gonna go right into our Savate leg holds. Again, I'm gonna bring the timer down to 30 seconds. We're right on time today, I think. Get a sip of my coffee. Time to set up the timer. 15 seconds to prep. Again, you can follow along with what moves I'm doing, or you can do what works best for you. The height that you choose is the height that is most comfortable, but with that little bit of growing pain for you to develop. Left leg, activate. Bounce around a little bit. Fists are closed up. Nice and energetic.
a little bit of motion. If I can bounce this leg, I'm even getting that little bit of a bar workout. Just imagining that I'm like bopping some field mice on the head or something, I don't know. Bop, 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 playing whack-a-mole with the bottom of my foot. Bop, bop, bop. All right, that's 30 seconds on one side. Do whatever you want to do to move. Keep those legs opened up. Keep that blood flowing. I'm just moving. All you gotta do is just move. Just move. When in doubt, just move. Other leg goes up. Holding it up. Trying again to keep my torso up. My head should try and aim to be over my heel. You can bounce through the ball of the foot if you want, or you can stay kind of rooted and just keep that knee kind of just firing a little bit. We're not posting super duper hard. We're kind of going into a shallow post with a little bit of athletic bounce to it. Almost done. I guess talking keeps me distracted from the time. Might not work as well for you guys out there. All right, on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to work on my chasse frontale a little bit from the outside though. Maybe a little bit of a mix while bending my root support leg. 1. I'm trying to trigger at the same time this leg crunching, this leg extending. Just trying to fire at the hinges at the same time. Almost there. Again, if you need to use a wall, walls are totally up for grabs. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. Tough crowd with Colin Quinn. That was a show. We could use that right now, I think. All right, pushing out, pushing through the heel more than the ball of the foot right now to feel that stretch in the back of the leg. As I lower, I extend, trying to get my maximum reach. Savate is very similar to fencing in that it really is a game of extension and knowing where your range is compared to your opponent's. So as we build up skills like this, we're also developing our personal range awareness. But the cool part is that we're developing it over different types of movements. So it's like I always know where my foot is and what I can hit with it from any distance. Let's go into the last rep. I'm going to tuck to my butt and hold my fouette position. Now I keep this kind of long guard when I'm out here, but it's mostly just for the style of the camera. Really, it should probably still be about here. And again, if I pull my arms in and squeeze a little bit, I'm focusing more on my core. And instead of being out here where it's that wibbly wobbly wavy arm flailing thing, keeping the core tight, I can keep this guard and bounce a little bit more efficiently because I'm not having to catch all the energy going out into different vertexes from the center. If I keep it in the center, it's easier to keep it tight. It's easier to keep it from shifting too much. Sometimes we've got to train that way too, so that we can train our balance if something happens. And up. Last one. Last one. We got this. We're in this together, everybody. We're going to fight through this. We're going to win the last fight of No Retreat, No Surrender. With Jean-Claude Van Damme and that other kid.
No, I'm just trying. Was that Savate?
No. No, it's karate.
That's what I thought.
But Van Damme's kicks, he's French-ish. He's Belgian, I guess, or whatever. He's from Brussels. That's it for those. Even though Van Damme is French-ish, he's never been a saboteur. I think maybe he played one in a movie, but he's not a savate guy. He's a karate guy. But the dexterity that he has with his kicks is very much on a savate level. And I'm sure he'd probably be like a beast at savate. If anybody knows any more about his connection to that art form, because I'm sure he came across it at some point, please let me know. Wow. It's a little bit different doing all this at once, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's up?
Not just that it isn't keep
Belgian, Russian, he's on his own planet. That's one way to put it. All right, so I love him, by the way. That's another guy that I really want to meet and just have a conversation with. Let's get into our stretches. Again, whatever works best for you. We're gonna finish today nice and strong. 30 seconds, starting on the left, going to the center, going to the right. Let's just kick some butt and get through this together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stretch. I don't know like everything about Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm not a super fan of him. I think Brian's a really big fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, we were talking about Lionheart the entire time we were in the Philippines for some reason.
Yes, Anthony, Van Damme was the final fight in No Retreat, No Surrender. He was one of the bad guys.
It's some of his best fight performance because of the choreography. That was fantastic. Isn't that Corey? Is it Corey Yoon or is it? It's Corey Yoon because it's not Yuen Wu Ping. I just always get them confused for some reason because they both have Yuen in their name. Yeah, but he directed it, so very early film. The like ghost of Bruce Lee shows up or something at one point.
It's a stupid movie.
It's a stupid movie, but the fights are actually really cool, and it's some of Van Damme's best work early on in his career. Before he got into the American movies, and they just started editing him doing the same kick from 6 different angles over and over and over again. Which again, beautiful movement quality. Dude looks amazing in slow motion. That is a skill.
Just something more important. Aisha has a question. Do you have a good stretch for the hips, like side hip area? I'm not sure how to explain that.
Side hip area. Are you talking like out here? Out here? If you tell me what you're talking about, maybe send me a picture at some point. Just like point at something, or you can even get like, if you don't want to send a picture of yourself, you can send like an anatomical picture. I can definitely look into it. I am not a doctor of stretching.
Yes, that's the part she's talking about.
That part. Let me answer that after I'm done with this, because I know that this probably isn't working that out right now. I guess that would kind of be like your abductors to an extent. Side of the leg. Interesting. No, I don't have a good straight answer for you, but I'll look into that and I'll play around with it until I find something that works. I have a couple of ideas right off the top of my head. So I'll play with those right after we're done with the video. Thank you for the question. Or right after we're done with this stretch set. So I'll get right back to that. I have some ideas. And again, it's not, I have this prescribed technique from the NASM textbook. What I have is I have the ability to think about what's tight, explore it through the type of exercise, body awareness that we've been doing, and then try and find that position and stretch it out.
Wendy says maybe pigeon pose from yoga.
Pigeon pose is a big one. My brain was about, I should have gone there because I used to love pigeon pose. Pigeon pose is a really good one. The C-lot S-sit postures that we're doing will definitely help out a lot. But I was trying to think of something a little bit more specific to exactly what was being asked. And I came up with an idea, and I don't know if it'll be good or not, but I want to try it out. Definitely pigeon. When in doubt, pigeon is great. Pushing myself a little bit more, chest to the ground. My flexibility has been open. This is the first time, I think, in my life that I've stretched every day in a row. I have been a lazy martial artist for most of my life. Mr. Technique Collector. It was only when I pushed myself to join a cult that I really focused on my attributes for a while. We can share the cult story some other time. In the meantime, if you see somebody advertising something called mind boxing, stay the heck away from it. That dude's trying to brainwash you. Oh yeah, man, feel the energy burn through your body. It's so gangster. Anyways, go back to the groin, roll around a little bit, do whatever works best for you, shaking out those legs. So the thought that I had
one thing that you could do, possibly, and of course pigeon is definitely one of the better answers, Aisha, but I thought if I put my leg out like this, and I try and lower my chest to the floor, now I'm really feeling that through the side of my leg, and I'm also focusing on that extension, so I'm feeling that all throughout there because I'm bending here. And sometimes if we want to know whether or not the muscle is being stretched, we don't just want to stretch it, we want to activate it. We want to see if that by firing that muscle, if we're moving in that direction. So if I put this foot flat on the ground, have this leg flat on the ground, and try and raise this leg up, I'm activating these muscles on the sides to move it, the abductors and the adductors. And then if I want to stretch it out, I can lean into it a bit. So now I'm working on the side of my leg. I can lift it a bit. And I can do the other leg again. Opening my way down. And then lifting it. Again, just a little top-down check-in sort of mentality. Where can I find what's hurting, and how can I adapt and start discovering it?
She's saying raising the leg really helps. Thanks.
Really? All right. My little theories pay off sometimes. Just make sure that you breathe, go through it slowly, and stretch it out. Now, as Wendy was saying, pigeon pose is also fantastic. I like to have the leg parallel to the body. You, of course, can always have it tucked in. So, not parallel, perpendicular, my apologies. Lower my chest to that leg and go down. That's going to definitely get from the glute to the hamstring a lot. If you have trouble getting this low, you can always put your hands down and just try and sit into it more. And again, make sure that you're kind of squeezing your butt, firing your glutes so that you're lowering that to the ground rather than just popping it up. You want to start pushing through here. Then when you're done with that, you can go to one side, do a little bit of a froggy pose. So now my legs bend out the other way. You can then bring the other one up, go to that full froggy pose. Shake it out a little bit. Now I can bring this one back, go out to this side froggy pose. I kind of got this progression from my ninjutsu class way back when. And then I can take this leg, fold it up and through, and go into the pigeon on this side. So what we just did by going through that flow of those different extensions, extension, contraction, bend, however you want to think about it, we just kind of checked off a bunch of boxes. Where are you tight? It's the same thing as like if you ask somebody to give you a massage and they go here and you go, and then they go here and you go, and they go here and you go, oh, harder, that's what I need. Oh, like, how's the joke going, Austin Powers? It's like, how does that feel, baby? Deeper? Deeper? I don't remember.
Anyways, Aisha said pigeon does it too.
Awesome. Good. I'm going to get out of this before I get stuck in this. All right. And that's it for our training today. We are almost at 9 o'clock, or at 10 o'clock. So we're going to go until at least 10:05. Just to wrap this up, let's go back to that question of the day. I want to see what people have to say. Matt's probably responding to my terrible Austin Powers riff. I'm just not doing good with words today. Pigeon hits it perfectly. Good. See, Wendy's way smarter than me. Mind boxing sounds cultish. It's a cult, Matt. It's straight up a cult. You will join the cult. You will be there. Question of the day. What is your dream? What is your dream? So when I say what is your dream, I mean something bigger than a goal. I mean like, if this could happen, what would you give to make it happen? If this could happen, what would you do? What would be the thing that your ideal self would need to turn into in order to accomplish this? I think I've mentioned it before, but one of my dreams, I've had a couple. One of them would totally be to take my mom to the Oscars. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, especially now. But I definitely know that I could at least take her to the Emmys, so we're hoping for that. Another one of my dreams, though, is, again, kind of the inspiration for what Saga Action Arts is supposed to become. Either myself on the screen or someone I trained is going to be in a big action movie or a movie with an action scene. Some 12-year-old kid if it's rated R, they're with their parent, is going to be in the audience in the theater. They're going to see this person, this character, whether it's me or somebody else, doing this cool thing, and they're going to look up and they're going to be inspired. I don't know who this kid is. I don't know if it's male or female. I don't know what their background is at all. I just know it's somebody that's young. They need somebody to aspire to be like, and they're going to do that. And then by doing that, they're going to do that for somebody else someday. And the chain just keeps building and building and building. And we build that generational sort of inspiration that I think we all need as people, because that's how my life was affected by those types of things. And that's why I'm here doing it for y'all. So what's your dreams? Wendy's dream is that her hips are super tight. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's not an answer to that.
That was saying how she uses kitchen pose. And Penelope dropped out.
Oh, bye Penelope. So if anybody's got any answers to that, please type them up. And then of course there's a part B to this, is that how has that been affected? So for me, it hasn't really. I think right now with what I'm going through with all this practicing, talking to people, working on my presentation, also developing my body more than I ever have before because I just have all the free frickin' time in the world to do it. I feel like I'm being more focused on my goal. Now, if the whole film industry thing kind of ends, I think the good news for me is that I'm taking this time to put myself out there, which is very scary for me, honestly. I've never really put myself as much directly in the spotlight as people think I do. That's why I built the Stunt Coalition. That's why when it's SAGA, even though I'm in a lot of the videos with my clients, I really like highlighting what they're performing. This is my chance to hopefully reach out and inspire somebody and get them to kick some ass during their day. So honestly, with all that's happening, as long as the internet's still working, my dream's kind of okay right now. But I want to keep making it bigger and bigger. And hopefully by inspiring you all, I'm adding to that dream by making sure that I keep that chain going. Last couple of minutes, I just want to hear from anybody if they've got anything to share with this. Please say something so I don't feel like a fruitcake. Brett's showing me the cards. It's kind of that eerie quiet right now. Watch pot never boils, neither does a watch chat.
It'll be like yesterday when everyone bombards it like as we're about to finish up.
Yeah. And I really thought I did like a good job of trying to prep them early on, so. And let me know if that helped everybody. Oh, here we go. Crickets. Matt dreams of crickets. Matt Neslanic dreams of crickets.
Can I swoop the puppy without A?
Oh, I meant to hit haha on Matt. Becca, of course you can speak whatever you need to speak, Becca. I trust you to be a very conscientious person that won't say anything irritating. So always speak.
Wendy has a thing too.
My dream is to be an actor who makes her living doing physical roles, not necessarily being a stunt performer, but being able to do some of my own stunts and play really badass roles. With the current situation, I'm not leaving my day job until it's over, but I'm focusing on improving my strength, flexibility, and technique. Lemonade. That is some awesome lemonade, Wendy. And I've seen the work you've been putting into it. You know, I know that you're already an incredible physical performer. I've seen what you've been doing training with Abra. That you're well on your way. Just keep going. You're an incredibly talented and hardworking individual. Josh, my dream is that I will be able to just be a performer that is considered great. Not a bad one, Josh. You might want to tighten that up a bit, though, and get a little bit more specific. You never know what great's going to be, right? Some people think Tommy Wiseau is really great. I think Tommy Wiseau is really great. You could be that kind of performer. Add a little bit more specificity. But you're young. You got a few more years to figure this one out. No, but seriously, do try and discover a visualization, everybody. Try and determine what you see. So for me, it's that kid in that theater. That's going to be your homework for the next session. Aisha, my dream before had been to have a family. I accomplished that. Now I'm hoping to retire and open a wedding venue. Oh, that sounds lovely. I will be keeping that in mind for any friends looking for somewhere to go when places open up again. Maybe you can figure out a virtual one. Now, how are we going to do virtual weddings? Is it going to be like somebody in front of two screens, looking at one screen and being like, do you take this one? And they're just talking back and forth between the two screens, and we're FaceTiming a wedding between 3 screens. Brett, this is $1 million idea. Write this down. We will officiate weddings virtually. Screen-to-screen weddings.
Well, Matt has a dream that is certainly accomplishable in this current age.
My dream is to be able to make a living doing VO work. It's something I am constantly working on, trying to improve, and the steps seem lengthy, but it is what I am working towards. That's awesome. I definitely can see you doing that, whether it's a commercial here or there, or a big monster truck rally VO work, because you have that awesome big booming voice. Matt, I'm sure there's people that are in this chat that can help you out for sure. Make sure if you've never met him before that you talk to our friend Christopher Walker. He was one of the stars of Ghost Cop Part 2. He's an incredible professional voiceover artist, and he actually just had one of his first in-person performances on a major television show, that Paul Rudd show, Living With Myself?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
Yeah, Christopher Walker's amazing. So Matt, if you haven't talked to him yet, definitely get in touch with him and tell him I sent you. He's helped Abra out a bit too. Becca, my dream is somewhat on hold right now with everything that's going on, but I can work on myself and keep training individually. Get myself in a good place to jump right back in with passion and gusto when things open back up, and the arts can be in more places than the internet. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing worth giving up if it's something worth fighting for. I don't see an issue with that at all, Becca. I know you're going to get stronger. I know we're all going to work on this together. And, keep writing. I know you're a good writer. I would love to, again, read some of your scripts at some point and start planning some scenes that you'd like to do with us. Because once we're getting through this, I'd love to start putting together more scene work with you. Adriano. The quarantine actually helps me to get a break from working all the time and focus on personal projects and work on myself. These projects being a couple of graphic novels that had been on hold and work my work discipline, which this is helping me have every morning from a set point, 9 to 10, start the day and trying to hold on a solid schedule. Also, at some point, I'm going to need some references to study fight choreographies, which I have been doing on my own for a while. If I get a few good graphic novels that pay my bills, I can be proud for saying something relevant out of my chest that I'm happy. I get that. My second job ever was my get hit by a bus job. And what I mean by that is that my second SAG-AFTRA stunt performance job was that I got to do a sword fight on the TV show Turn Washington Spies on AMC. Kid Richmond hired me for that, and I got to work with Kevin Inoue. It was a small sword fight, but it was a long take, and it was only about 3 seconds long, but I officially got to say I did a sword fight on TV, so my dream at that point had been accomplished. So the cool thing is that once you accomplish one of them, set up another one, because what else are we living for? Wendy, look up Talk Time Voiceover, great workshop. Thank you for sharing that. Definitely support each other, artists supporting artists in this group. I think that's going to have to maybe start wrapping it up for today. We got some good answers to some good questions. Seems like everybody's putting something out there. Again, if you feel a little alone or isolated and you want to reach out to me throughout the day, I might be feeling that way too. So it's always lovely to hear from some of you. If I don't get back to your texts immediately, it's probably because I'm spending hours plugging away at the YouTube channel trying to build it up before we release the Patreon subscription page. Which will be a way that you can help us out in the future once that all gets launched. Again, one of the biggest things that you can do to help support us is to invite friends to this video. Hey, I'm doing this thing at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you could jump in, we could chat back and forth while working out with this crazy guy with the weird haircut and the funny basement. If that's how you gotta get somebody to join in with us, that would be lovely. We are not unlocking the secrets of life here. This is not some weird cult sort of thing. What this is a chance to build a community where we wake up together, we kick some ass first thing in the morning, and we don't let what's going on around us stop us from working towards our dreams. So again, you can find us on our Facebook page, which you're probably on right now if you're watching this, or if you're watching our YouTube channel, go to our Facebook page. You can also find us on YouTube. All of these videos are uploaded as best as we can in HD every day, very soon after they're done filming. And then our weekly schedule has been adapted and kind of locked down. Today you will have a workout with Abra at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. We're rebranding those from afternoon conditioning to call them hero conditioning because Abra is, of course, a big damn hero. And our skill development sessions are every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. So we'll have another curriculum skill development session tomorrow night. Morning routines go every day until the 9th day of the session. So right now we're on day 2 of this current session. We're on day 13 total. I don't even know what day we're going to stop. The goal is for it to be randomized so that you don't expect to quit your morning routine. And with all that being said, we're going to start rolling out this morning. It was lovely getting today going with you. I'm feeling a good workout. Join us again at 1 o'clock for Abra, and join us again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for another morning routine. Go enjoy your coffee and your breakfast or whatever it is you're going to be doing today, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye for now.